All right, new gaming order. Thank you for joining us for our final topic. Now, today, I just wanted to streamline what we do talk about, until Garvin gets back. But this last topic is like the new DirectX and what that's supposed to do for the Xbox One. Now, as it stands, the SDK that was released with the Xbox was somewhat limited. Now, rumors have it the Xbox One was actually supposed to come out in 2015. All right, but I guess they're trying to make that jump on the market. Same thing like the 360 did. Same thing like the Dreamcast tried to do. Get out to market. To stay competitive. Okay. In that now, what's supposed to happen? Microsoft is going to unlock what the Xbox One was originally intended to do. Now, I know something that giving credit to Review Tech, he pretty much explained it a little bit better. Where initially the cores, only one core can talk to the GPU of the Xbox One at a time. With this new update, multiple cores will be able to talk to the GPU at one time, which should allow for better performance, less stress on the RAM. But Shinwar made a good point. He and I were talking about this earlier. If
Hmm.
you're shifting something, something else might, balance might be thrown off, or stress on the GPU where you got all these things talking to it at once. You know, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I would like to see what the Xbox One was intended to do. Like its full potential now being unlocked. Now you're going to see like a bigger jump, like games like Rise, Son of Rome. You're going to see, let's say that they were to do the sequel, which got canceled. It would have looked a lot better. But the only sacrifice that is supposed to happen, that seventh core out of the eight core that the Xbox One has, that seventh core, 50% of it was used for the voice commands. Okay, now the developers have a choice to say, hey, I don't want to use these voice commands. I just want to put more power into the game. You know, you're gonna lose a couple things here and there in terms of your features. So that remains to be seen. But now that Microsoft is promising that the Xbox One is going to be like unleashing the beast, how is that going to make it more competitive with Sony? Even with the fact that Sony still has better hardware in terms of their RAM, which is faster, if the Xbox One can actually get that jump, will it still be neck and neck? So I want to give the floor to Shinwar first and then go around the table. But Shinwar, what are your thoughts on?
Listen, it's all about your preference. I like the
No, no, I get
Xbox
the
One.
preference. It's
Ho,
just
ho, 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 ho.
what the heck? No, I get the preference thing. This is
Listen,
mainly about the performance. Like they're
I,
unlocking
I,
it.
I don't have a problem with the performance. No. I mean that's fine. If they need to increase its power or whatever. But you know what's crazy though? Was it DirectX 12, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna ante it up even more once that drops.
Yes,
But I mean, you won't be able to use the voice commands. It's like you're tapping into what was it? How much percentage of the power, Alex?
it's 50% of the seventh core that was
Now,
utilized for the voice command.
right. So we really haven't seen anything what the Xbox One is truly capable of yet. So I do look forward to that, and I still think even now it's still a beast of a console. But what you're saying is going to become even more beast. So, I can't wait to see, what the games are going to look like, play like, feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to be good.
And before I give the floor to Noop, with that the new DirectX, what they need to do, I guess, to pull out all of that, like the games have to have
Pull out.
DirectX
Oh.
in mind. You know what I mean? What the heck?
Hmm. Go
He
ahead.
he took this to a Michael Hurdle, what you got in your crib type thing. But Noop, what are your thoughts on Microsoft potentially unleashing all the power to the developers for the X1?
Um, I think they did it on purpose.
Why?
Hmm.
So, because I mean, once your console's out and you show what your console can do, that's pretty much it. You don't really have. This is like the ace up the sleeve. Think about it. They released at a higher price. They got outsold. They dropped the price. They're catching up, and now they're about to make the system even better. How do you top that if you're the competition?
Good point. Good point.
So I mean, but you know, at the end of the day, like we were talking about with Windows, it all comes down to how well will it perform once it actually happens. Theoretically, it sounds like it'll be great. And heck, I'm an Xbox One owner, so duh, of course I want it to be successful.
Hmm.
Um, and hopefully it can push it to the next level, man. I hope we do have, consoles in front of us right now that'll be here for 10 years, Who
Hmm.
knows?
Okay. Okay. Nelson, what are your thoughts? Or matter of fact, Chris, are you ready?
I guess I am.
Okay. Any thoughts that like first should Microsoft have even released the system with a GIMP SDK limiting the power to start, and then now they're about to unleash it? Is that a good or bad thing? Is it too little, too late? What are your thoughts, Chris?
Well, I'm of the opinion they shouldn't have released it, but unfortunately, it's not how business works.
Uh huh.
They needed to make sure they get their foot in the door because they don't want to end up,
Behind.
yeah, behind. Essentially, I was gonna make an
Huh?
analogy, but I drew a blank. But yeah, Shin War's excited because you mentioned behinds, but
Oh.
fuck's gonna
That's a guy on my friends list. His name is Behind. Hold on.
I knew you were
know
gonna
Oh.
him.
bring him up.
Yeah.
be
Alright.
behind. What?
Yeah, there's a guy on Shimmer's friends list. His name
That
is
we met at a
Behind.
tournament. Hold on. That we met at a tournament, and his name is Behind.
That
Unbelievable.
ain't worse than
Alright.
that other guy, yo.
All right, but Chris, continue.
Sweet Chuck Meat, yo. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right.
Uh huh. But yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I think you made a good point. It maybe it shouldn't have been released,
Yeah,
but
but
like you said,
they had to, otherwise they would have lost even more position to Sony. They'd be a lot farther behind than they are now.
hmm
Now, of course, Sony probably would have released their video option with $100 more, which would have hurt their sales further. But they would have been the only console, so they would have sold units on that. So it's kind of hard to tell what would have happened. But they did it solely so that they wouldn't lose ground,
okay,
which was probably the right move in the long run. But they still don't have that killer software. Maybe this DirectX 12 will give them that killer software or allow people to bring out the full potential. But it's they already lost me on the console. If Windows 10 allows me to play Xbox games on the PC without an emulator or anything, that'd be nice. But
yeah,
I doubt they're ever going to
there's
do
a
that.
potential streaming cross-platform
Well, that's
streaming.
streaming. I'm just talking about plopping my the DVD or whatever it is into the computer and playing it off there.
Well, that remains to be seen. I'll do some research on that if that would even be possible.
Hmm.
But we shall see. Nelson, finally, bring us home. What are your thoughts on Microsoft potentially unlocking that seventh core for the developers for more power and better looking games, and that in combination with Windows 10. I only see good things coming out of this. But your thoughts?
Well, as I guess we had a conversation about this some time ago. I was saying that we need to make sure if your guys is gonna make this move with DirectX 12, so that it reads multiple cores and sends the signal to the GPU, you gotta make sure one or the other doesn't overfry itself,
Mm.
because that's a major cause right now. Because mind you, you've been making all of these chips, motherboards, and processors all with the same pattern, 1 to 1. Always 1 to 1. You never had like infinity to 1. That's gonna cause like a quick shortage right away. So they gotta take time to see how that's gonna actually be planned out. Are they gonna do it where it's in shorter bursts? Are they gonna do it so that they have to build a whole new structure now? Like we have no idea. But in the sense of the idea that they have, they mentioned that if I trying to remember, Fable Legends is going to be a first prime example of what DirectX 12 and these cores are going to be utilized for. And within the future that Phil Spencer has been hinting on, all the games that was released at E3 of 2014 of Microsoft Studio in-house first-party games are going to take the same effects, such as Phantom Dust and so on. So we might see some graphical upgrades within the future games, but for the stuff that we have already now, might not take a significant jump. It might be jumped within frame rate, but as a graphics,
Yeah,
Not
because
really
they're
too
already
sure.
built. They're already
Correct.
built. Like like I was saying, like they had to build the newer games with that DX12 in it, like already being used. To go back and unless they remake those games, I don't think it's gonna look that much better. But I mean, it
But the
remains to be seen.
costing, the costing would be a little bit like ridiculous if they go backwards and remake all the games and be like, oh, here's the 1.5 whatever crap they're gonna call it of such and such. I'm like, dude,
And who's gonna buy it?
and I'm
Who's
like,
gonna
dude,
buy
I
it?
bought the game unless if you give us something where we can trade in the game at like the Microsoft store, like the official store, and be like, all right, give me this version for free since I already made the initial $60 pay for your title. But I doubt
You
it.
know they're not gonna do that.
Exactly, I doubt it, but we'll see.
All right. So, with that new gaming order, we're bringing this podcast to a close. Thank you for joining us. Those of you who are watching live and all the shenanigans through the intermissions. We use that time now, Nelson. We'll use that time to actually talk to folks, NYC Playboy, my cousin who's watching. Questions, Q&A during the intermissions. And then we'll just take it from there. All right. So going around the table, closing remarks. Brother Noob, anything as we get ready to log off?
Again, thank you for joining us. Please, please, please take the time if you haven't already done so already to join us on Twitch. And join not just NGO but us as individuals, because we're all gamers and we just happen to get along, so we're able
We're
to do these
farmers.
podcasts. Shut up. But some of us are interested in different type of content, and there may be something that maybe Nelson plays or does with his gaming that you'll enjoy. Alex has started his little retro gaming
Oh yeah.
with his little
Oh,
exclusive builds. I want to join you on some of those through that little app thingy that we did. We'll talk about that later. But
all right.
yeah, join us. Join the NGO staff as individuals and as a group, so you can truly get a full, well-rounded experience. And and game with us, man. I'm Noob 1949 on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Again, thank you so much for the support, and I can't wait for us to be able to give you even more content in the future.
Roger that. Roger that. On your knees. Any final words?
I got nothing. Oh, happy birthday! I'll just say happy birthday, old man. That's about all.
I'm not old. All right. I'm middle aged. Okay.
Ooh.
That's still old.
Moving on.
You
Shinwar.
look good for 55.
And I got a family member watching this, man. Oh, that's all good. All right, Shinwar. Any final words, my man?
Just subscribe to the New Gaming Order Twitch page. Check us out on YouTube. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. My predictions is Seth Rollins winning Sunday.
I think
They're gonna,
Roman Reigns are gonna win.
yeah, they're also setting up for Sting versus Triple H, so I'm excited for that. Other than that, that's all I have.
Sting
Right.
still wrestles?
Yeah,
Dang.
I know, right?
I thought he was old and decrepit.
him and Undertaker are around the same age, so
I thought it was like one of the
They
one
live
of
in
the
the same
Hardys
cage.
was like essentially crippled, but
I
he still
said-
him out there.
it,
But I don't know.
long story. All right, Nelson. Final words and announcements. And
Um,
why is Ryback running around on SmackDown? Yeah, they gave him his job back. Unbelievable. But
Alright,
yeah, guys.
so I'd like to thank every one of you guys for who's watching on Twitch and also YouTube for the podcast that we've done today. Hopefully, we caught some interest within either the full length of the podcast or the cut up segments that will be thrown onto YouTube for you guys. As of announcements, don't forget, guys, we just now recently got an Instagram which is called New Gaming Order 1. You can follow us on that. You can message us, whatever. And like I said, not every so often, but we'll probably put out a little text, a little picture here and there, something gaming related, just for the fun of it. And we're gonna be doing a lot more good things in the future. I'd like to thank Full Screen for helping us out with this nice little partnership that we have with them, and it's been helping out very successfully. Also, we are trying to get everything, tangled in with Twitch. So eventually, just as what Noop said, we're all going to individually, soon enough, have our own Twitch channel, and we're going to make it so that as a permanent default, you guys can go to our multi-Twitch link and watch every single staff member play their own individual game of their liking, and you can choose which game you would want to see, and to your own preference. Other
That's
than
right.
other than that, Alex, you can close it out.
All right. Again, thank you all for checking us out today. We're on every Thursday at approximately 8 o'clock. Make sure you check out Lunchtime TV. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'll really help us out. Any donations, Nelson is like the governor of that. And we'll just take it from there. Again, we thank you for your support. And we'll see you next time on the New Gaming Order podcast show. Peace.